Call the public hearing to order first. We have the small matter of a discussion of annexation 42, which is slightly less than a half acre on the east side of Singer Street. I don't get the impression that it's a very hotly contested item related to bringing this property in town. And we've notified the neighbors and
We haven't heard anything.
haven't heard anything.
And if you include the portion of Singer Street, it's 0.0344 acres
More.
additional, more.
Okay. So, comment, nothing? We good up here?
Good.
That was easy. I like it when it's that easy. All right, we'll close the public hearing. We had the public hearing. And we'll go right into the regular council meeting of the mayor and town council. So please rise for the prayer and the national anthem. Pledge allegiance. I'll get it together eventually, maybe. All right. Dear Lord, we submit ourselves to you as your servants and the servants of the people of Hampstead who placed their trust in us. Please allow every word that is spoken and every action taken to be in the best interest of Hampstead. The Lord bless this meeting and our town. Amen. The pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks for coming. We have to play over tape now. All right, Tammy, roll call.
Mayor Nevin,
Here, I
Council-
think.
Councilwoman Duff. Here. Councilman Renahan is absent. Councilman Rourke,
Here.
Councilman Thomas.
Here.
And Councilman Unglesby.
Here. Joe, unfortunately, is suffering from the effects of the flu, so good thing he's not here. Hope he gets well quickly. Minute approvals, we had a closed session and then the regular council meeting on November 12th.
Move to approve those.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Tammy, when you're ready for the
Okay.
town manager's report and Main Street update.
For our Main Street update, town staff attended the 28th monthly partnering meeting on November 21st, 2019. In addition to our monthly meetings, town staff meets with State Highways project manager and CJ Miller superintendent every Monday morning to discuss the Main Street project schedule and updates. We will not be holding a partners meeting in December. The section of Main Street from Shiloh Avenue to south of Northwoods Trail is finished except for the ADA inspection and the final punch list. CJ Miller is working on a couple finishing touches like adjusting the manholes in the traffic lane so they are level with the road. The permanent crosswalks cannot be applied until warmer weather. The section from the northern railroad tracks to Farmwoods Lane has also been completed, including the permanent road. Excuse me. Crews applied permanent patching on the areas of Main Street to smooth out the road where the gas line and stormwater work have been completed.
Thank you.
So, smooth ride through town. The Main Street traffic signals at the intersection of Northwoods Trail and Lower Beckleysville will be converted to the new signals this week, weather permitting. This work includes turning on the new electronic pedestrian crossing signs and sensor cameras. The new traffic signal should also alleviate the timing issue that has been occurring at Northwoods Trail on Route 30. Traffic patterns will stay the same. There's a section of streetlights, if you've noticed, that are installed but not lit. Before these lampposts can receive electric, the meter boxes must be installed, and BG&E needs to bring power to these boxes. The meter boxes are on order, and they just haven't arrived. CJ Miller is currently demolishing the old sidewalks from Shiloh Avenue towards Gill Avenue. The concrete needs to be removed at the corner of Gill Avenue and Main Street so the new traffic signal can be installed at that intersection. After removing the old sidewalks, conduit will be installed. The area will be filled with stone and then covered with asphalt. They will begin pouring sidewalk and building the 2 remaining retaining walls in the spring as soon as the weather is warmer. So during the winter months, crews will work on demolishing old sidewalks on a northbound lane from Upper Beckleysville Road to Farmwoods Lane. And then they plan to switch to the southbound lane and travel south. This work can be completed if they can get stone from the quarry, which requires a temperature of 32 degrees and above. Asphalt will be applied in these areas as well. There may be times during the winter months when crews are not working on Main Street, and they do not anticipate working in the heart of downtown until spring. And the new 4-way stop sign that was approved last month at the council meeting was installed at Northwoods Trail in Clearview, and it was unveiled last week. Flashing stop signs were installed for extra driver awareness, and that was really needed this week with all the fog.
Will it continue to flash?
Yes. It's solar powered, so we'll continue to flash. I still continue to have several meetings with Carroll County staff about our residential developments and proposed business developments. I also attended a pre-submittal meeting at the county for a local manufacturer that is expanding. Northside Estates, the development sold its first house on October 12, 2017. 11 houses are occupied and 2 houses are move-in ready. There are also 4 vacant lots available. Currently, J.E. Myers is constructing the stormwater facility for the development, which should take several months to complete. The developer will not be marketing the front 2 vacant lots, which are numbers 2 and 3, until this facility is completed and has passed final inspection. Town staff continues to work with other municipalities in the county on the 2020 census. We have submitted our preferences for publicity materials. The next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, December 12th. And it's time for town staff to start working on the 2020 comprehensive plan update. Town staff will be meeting soon to formulate a plan and timeline for the 2020 comprehensive plan update. The initial idea is to present an updated chapter at a time to the Planning and Zoning Commission for their review rather than the entire plan all at once, so we can gather their input as we move forward. We hope to have the 2020 census data integrated into the plan before we present the final draft to the council for adoption. With our finance department, Cheryl's still working on the calendar year end closeout preparation. Unused leave balances have been provided to department heads. Well number 36, with Mid-Atlantic Utilities will begin running the 4-inch raw water line and electrical conduit from pump house number 17 to well 36, located along Farmwoods Lane. Currently, they have marked the pavement on Upper Ford Lane where they will be saw cutting the blacktop. Weather permitting, they will begin the work next week. Letters have been sent to the homeowners in the work area, just to make them aware of what's going on. Well number 36 is the last well to be connected to our new pump house. Once connected, we will update sampling requirements and work with MDE to get the certification of potability. Once the raw water supply line and conduit are installed by Mid-Atlantic, the well pump and pipe will need to be installed. Microtech will need to run the electric line from the pump house to the well and to the SCADA controls. Well, we had our annual second grade field trip. So the second grade students from Hampstead Elementary School had a field trip at Town Hall and the fire department on Wednesday, November 7th. While at Town Hall, the students received a learning snapshot about municipal government, water system operations, and being a police officer. The classes held their own election for council members and a mayor. And while in Town Hall, they held a mock council meeting to vote on the official town mascot. One student suggested our own public works superintendent, Kevin Hand, but he didn't win. So and I just thought it was just awesome that one of the classes mayor is the son of our new town employee, and you pronounce her name Xiomara Alminez. Is that how you say the last name? And I also want to make everybody aware, the Hampstead Merchants Association is organizing the second annual Hallmark in Hampstead event planned for Saturday, December 14th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. 20 businesses and NESAP are participating this year. So there's a lot of flyers around town, as the council will have one. And there's some on the back table. But for the people that are watching and aren't here, you can visit the Hampstead Merchants Association Facebook page to download the map and more information. But if that Saturday, if you visit participating businesses, you'll enjoy special discounts, raffles, and freebies. And I want to just special thanks to Katie Redding for creating and organizing this event. And one last thing, let everybody know the last yard waste pickup is Monday, December 16th. And then our Christmas tree pickup will be January 6th and 13th. But that will only be for the Christmas trees. And that is it.
I'm liking some of these giveaways and raffles. 9-inch ice cream pie cake plus 1 free pint of peppermint ice cream with it. So, snickerdoodles. Pretty much everybody's got something. So it should be a good time on Saturday. Any further questions for Tammy? So I will say that the guy's finally doing the permanent patch on the northern side of town to bide us over through the winter is a welcome addition to Main Street and keeping the ride just a little smoother than it was. It was getting a little ridiculous, and appreciate State Highway working with us there and going out of sequence. But that was much to be appreciated for them doing that. And we've gotten a lot of comments. I don't know about you, but a lot of positive comments about the south end of town. And a lot of people like the red ribbons, so we'll keep upgrading the decorations.
It's nice, very nice.
It does, along with the lighted Christmas decorations and the decorations on a pole. It looks beautiful.
Oversights, Marlene. What are we going to do next year?
We're working on it.
Okay.
We're working on it. The farmers market, Christmas market was a huge success this year. Believe it or not, I don't have attendance figures. I went home for lunch. By the time I got back, the closet that my clicker was in was surrounded by vendor tables, so I couldn't get in there. But I know that it was more than 1,100 people that we had last year, so I am certain of that, just based on the huge amount of people traffic that came through. But I felt like I didn't do my job because I didn't have that clicker going.
Well, people always ask how many people come to the holiday lighting, and we're guessing, but if you got 1,100 people just walking through that,
Yeah, but I know it had to be more than that.
you got double
so,
that
Yeah,
outside.
yeah. So special thanks once again go to the pastors and congregation at St. John's United Methodist Church for allowing us to move their furniture out and move our vendors in. The youth group and the church volunteers did a wonderful job providing refreshments, breakfast and lunch during the Friday and Saturday event, and we truly appreciate their efforts. Also want to thank Councilman Thomas for making all the arrangements with the church for allowing us to be there, and his son and grandsons were a huge help in moving the furniture. I know I couldn't have done it myself. Okay. Thank you. And early in November, as Tammy mentioned, I attended the Hampstead Elementary School second grade field trip to Town Hall, once again giving them a brief presentation on what it means to be a good citizen. That's it.
Thank you. Wayne?
The Hampstead train station, we were happy to work with the farmers market to present the Christmas farmers market. Looking forward to next year. We had our annual meeting on December 5th at Eliano's. Main thing was the election of officers. What a surprise. The president's Wayne Thomas, the vice president Stan Lee, secretary is Janice Hanson, Matt Sitchell, Charles Simpson, and Bill Paul round out the board members. Same as last year. We talked about music in the park and what a success it was this past year, and decided we're going to do it again this year on the second and fourth Saturdays of the month. That was great. I also informed the membership about the kind offer from Pipeside Brewery to help with the reassembly of the train set that we're going to be putting into the back freight area. So that's a big plus for us. I'm very, very pleased with that. Also, we're raffling off a Lionel, Pennsylvania Flyer train set, $1 a piece, 6 for $5. And this year, we have ticket sales going on at Carroll County True Value. So Carroll County True Value is selling tickets for us. They're $1 a piece, 6 for $5. I have some here for the
I just happened to.
just in case. I'm a shopper. What a shopper. You gotta work the crowd. All right. Moving on to the tree commission. We did our tree planting, our fall tree planting on November 16th. We planted 6 trees at Panther Park. 2 of them were the celebratory tree program trees. Went very nice. We're very happy with that. And I also had the opportunity to do some volunteer work with NESAP for their annual Christmas sale again this year. It's always fun putting up Christmas trees, especially by the dozens. And I want to talk about a concert they have. They have a holiday benefit concert and Community Sing. It's presented by the Northeast Social Action Program and the Shepherd staff. And it's going to be Saturday, December 14th at 7:30, so we won't be able to attend. And it's going to be at the Emmanuel Lutheran Church at 3184 Church Street in Manchester, Maryland. There's plenty of free parking. Admission is a charitable donation of personal hygiene products, wipes, and things. So looks like it'll be a good time, and we're going to miss it because we're going to be somewhere else. But I'll send this to you if you can get it out on the Facebook page. I appreciate it. I'll be putting these signs up around town. That's all I have.
Jim?
Okay. Planning and Zoning Commission of Hampstead met on Wednesday, November 20th, 2019. First item on the local agenda was a request to install a chain link fence in the rear yard at 1341 West Street. It's a 4-foot high fence, just regular chain link. They're putting it up to keep their dogs in their yard. Not that they've had a problem, just they've always had them on a leash. They figure if they can let them run free, it'd be better for them. Everything was within town code and the fence was approved. The only other thing on the local agenda was, as Tammy stated, the discussion on updating the Hampstead Community Comprehensive Plan. We'll be reviewing the existing plan alongside the proposed changes as they come from Tammy and Town Hall staff. 16 chapters. We'll be doing 1 or 2 chapters a month. So we hope to have it done by the end of 2020 or early 2021 to present to council for their opinion on it. That's it.
That's ambitious, given.
That's very
Just
ambitious.
It's extremely ambitious.
Considering some
Good.
recent developments.
Dave.
Okay, a quick update on the Hampstead Cemetery project. This past week, Nick's Associates donated some time and actually cut out all the paths, the walking paths and trails that we have over there. And they've all been put in with wood chips, and we're lining them now with rocks on the outside of the paths. So that's the infrastructure we have to put in, and then hopefully by the spring, we should be able to get the master gardeners in there and start planting flower beds. So that's the goal. On water. November 2019 average water usage was 338,000 gallons per day. December 2019 average water usage so far is 339,000 gallons per day. Rainfall total for November 2019 was 1 inch, 1.08. Rainfall total so far for December 2019 is 0.6.
About to get warm.
Yeah.
Okay. Chief, you're up.
I gotta use the microphone?
Yes.
I'm gonna apologize ahead of time. I'm fighting a cold tonight. Yes, I do. I don't know how to activate that. You're gonna have to turn it off for me too at the end. Great, thank you. During November, we issued 36 citations and 115 warnings. 7 crashes were reported, 2 within the 482 circle. We conducted 443 patrol checks of businesses and schools. With reference to serious crime, we had a theft of bicycle reported to us. That was it. We took 3 adults into custody, 2 for DUI and 1 for an outstanding warrant. We were able to complete during the month of November, our mandated training for the year. Everybody's up to speed, and we're a little bit ahead of schedule on that. With reference to traffic enforcement, there's a notation on your report. We've been using the speed sign in various locations. You'll see them flashing your speed, and the idea behind that is obviously to make people a little bit more aware of what their actual speeds are. Hopefully we can impact their behavior a little bit, and it gives us an opportunity to gather some data that we can work with as well. Tammy mentioned the 4-way stop sign being completed. I guess it was Friday is when we had the unveiling. So we've been through a weekend. We've had guys down there spending extra attention. For our purposes here, it's what we call our 10-day warning period. We're not issuing citations down there for any violations of the stop sign. And quite frankly, that's not really our purpose down there. We're just, that has been an area that has not had a stop sign in forever. And we're trying to help people sort of learn the new routine they need to have. We haven't had any issues, any knock wood accidents, crashes, or anything down there. It's all going relatively smooth. With reference to community policing, Officer Thorne and Spencer completed a project we had with the Roof Right people, bringing them up to speed on CPR and first aid classes. Lieutenant Gagler was out at the Carroll County Career Center. She participated in the center's mock interviews in January. We have a couple candidates, and I think she's finalized her decision. We're actually going to have an intern we'll have for a semester over the police department as part of their program. We attended the Hampstead Valley condos and Roberts Field HOAs. And 2 other things I'm going to add real quick on here. One of those is last Thursday, Lieutenant Gagler and I attended Catherine's Cause. It's an annual remembrance they have with reference to people that have died on the Carroll County highways, DUI related, and they go back through a series of years. This is my 2nd year attending it, and it is, it's kind of has an impact when you sit there and listen to. They read off the names. It's a 2-hour ceremony, and there's entirely too many names that you can read off of people that died on the highways here in Carroll County. So I bring that up this time of year. Excuse me. Just because this is a time of year where we do have sometimes more impaired driving than we should, and I put that out there. You know, to us in law enforcement, sitting through this, it's a something that's a reminder. Has a sobering effect on you. And last thing I wanted to mention was we had Shop with a Cop last week on Saturday. There's so many people I'd like to thank. Santa Claus was there again. He took time out of his busy schedule to help us. It always amazes me the participation, and I don't have a way to count the amount of people that participated, at least one that I can provide you right now, but real simple. We provide a lot of little gingerbread men decorations, little paper decorations that we put on the big giant tree when you walk in Walmart. When we started the process, it was filled. Saturday morning, I walked around that tree, and there wasn't one left. And I think that says a lot about the people that live in the area and help us make it a successful project each and every year. And I'd like to thank everybody, with reference to that. And that's all I have.
Okay. Questions for Dave? Thanks. Piggyback on Shop with a Cop, that's a lot of fun. Seeing the kids, of course, they get all excited. They're running around. They can't shop for themselves. They got to shop for their family members. We've got a list, got a calculator along with us, and some of those lists can be very detailed, as to what it is they're looking for a particular person. And of course, dealing with 9-year-olds, 7-year-olds, thinking our 1 4-year-old, which ran everybody ragged by the time it was over. Everybody needed a nap. But the kids have endless amount of energy.
My husband has his in Baltimore County, and the boy he had looked at him and he goes, "I don't know what to tell you, Sergeant Ledley, but I don't have any money." It was really cute.
But it's really neat with the way Walmart does it. I think it was the 12th year that we've done it with them. They serve breakfast, and then out shopping we go, then they come back and Santa Claus is there, and then we have a whole bunch of volunteers show up to wrap presents. We were missing the ninja wrapper this year, but it worked out okay. And I don't know, we started 7:30 in the morning, maybe by 11:30 you guys got out of there, maybe noon, somewhere in that neck of the woods. So it was a great day, and thanks to everybody who showed up and helped. The tree lighting was already mentioned, just that went off without a hitch and was, I think, easily the most well-attended event we have ever had. We went back and forth as to whether have it before Thanksgiving or wait until December 6th. I think we made a very good decision to have it before Thanksgiving, and there were certainly a lot of people there. And it seems to be like an off week, maybe it's an off weekend. I know at the beginning of December, a lot of events start back up and you're in the heart of the holiday season. So we may have to keep it right before Thanksgiving in the future. But it was really a great time. Thanks to everybody from Public Works to the police department to the fire department, to everybody here, to Santa who showed up, and all the businesses who supported it. But easily, if your clicker was going for 1,100 people, it was double that between what went through the farmers market and what was outside. It was really neat to see. Political side, I went to a Carroll County Republican Club Connections meeting. They've been doing them once a month, and they have them over at Westminster. But the last meeting was with the state delegation, going through talking about various pieces of legislation that would be coming up. And of course, there's new legislative leaders in Annapolis. The 2 mics are no longer there, and so it's going to be a real difference. We'll see how much of a difference it is, but they were giving their opinions on how different it would be. I also went to Starry Night last Friday night over at the Carroll Community College. That's a big fundraiser for them. It was a really well-attended event, and they bring in like a tribute act. And this guy was Billy Joel. He did a great job, but it was a good time. This Thursday night, we're all, I think, with one sick exception, showing up in Tawnytown for a Carroll County MML meeting about the municipal league's legislative initiatives, which we'll find out about and discuss on Thursday night in Tawnytown. And then on Saturday night, we're all getting back together again for the town's holiday party. We've been doing it since I've been here, and we make sure we do it at a local restaurant, but I think it's important that everybody gets together, all the appointed volunteers and elected, and of course the staff who work here. so diligently, and everybody's in one room, and it's always been a very well-attended event and a good time. So it's a busy time of year for everybody I know, and we look forward to it. I do have to read one piece of business. We talked about, we approved a closed session, council minute meetings, and before our meeting last month, we had a closed session behind closed doors here. And after scheduling and posting notice of a closed meeting in the Hampstead Town Council, the meeting was held at 6:45 on November 12th at Town Hall. Presiding at this meeting with myself. Present at this meeting were council members Duff, Renahan, Rourke, Thomas, and Oglesby, and Town Manager Taman Dudley, along with a potential business person pursuant to the general provisions of the Annotated Code of Maryland, Section 3-305B, in order to discuss a preliminary matter that concerns the proposal of a business or industrial organization to locate, expand, or remain in the state. A motion to go into closed session was made by Councilmember Thomas and seconded by Councilmember Oglesby to discuss the matter. The matter was then discussed. The closed session was adjourned with a motion by Councilmember Thomas and a second by Councilmember Duff. And the meeting was reopened. The meeting was then adjourned without a motion and came out here and saw everybody else. So it involves a big brick building out on 482. So everybody's clued in. So not anything on the new business or unfinished for those who watch us on TV every 3 months. Not every meeting can be full of activity, and it is, I guess, the holiday season, which slows us down a little bit. But I guess the analogy of a duck, it may be quiet out here, but as you can see behind closed doors from everything you've heard tonight, there's a lot going on. And it just it continues, and I commend the staff for keeping up with everything and us all fully on board. So having that, we do have a couple of ordinances and resolutions. We have an introduction of ordinance 434, which is an ordinance regarding assent extension to BG&E.
I make a motion to introduce ordinance 534.
Second.
Any discussion of the introduction? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Basically, we're just giving them the ability to come in when we have an emergency and make the repair on our roads as needed ASAP. But we have to have an agreement that says they can do that. So, dotting i's and crossing t's. And then the other piece is the adoption of annexation resolution 42, Tracy Beck, 0.4936 acres on the east side of Singer Street, which we had the very abbreviated public hearing, which was at the beginning of the meeting, and would be the adoption of that annexation.
But you also, I'm sorry, before you do it, you have to include the .0344 acre of the road.
Ms. Ledley just referenced. So noted and included.
I'll make a motion the adoption of the annex resolution 42, Tracy Beck.
Second.
Any further discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right.
Technically, we should have had a roll call vote, but
I think it's clear. Everybody's
yes,
on
everybody
board.
voted in the affirmative.
So, public comments. Got anything? Comments?
Doug, the house looks good, as usual.
Wouldn't be Christmas without that. So, we're trying to keep up with you, but it's not coming close yet.
I wanted to ask a question. A gentleman approached me today. He'd like to open a wine and cheese sandwich bar in downtown Hampstead, but he's looking for someone that will rent him a space on Main Street in an old building, in an old house. Anybody knows anything like that, you can let me know.
How about the one that used to be the Hillcrest, right there at the corner of Hillcrest and Main? That's empty.
Sunset.
Yeah, the old
Sunset.
Sunset, the front.
It doesn't
Any
have
great-
a lot of parking, however, the municipal parking lot's right across the street.
And we got plenty of one-street parking, and he and Steve can complement each other at Outlaw Barbecue.
And Gail and John Turzano, they have a place. Used to be Old Thomas Creations, in Gallery on Main. That's also a building that's available.
Okay. I'll pass the word.
All right, good. Be neat. Anything else? Once, twice? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All those in favor? Aye. Thank you all for coming, and everybody have a great Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you in January.
Ticket sales are now open.